Welcome back to the Pink Collar series. Today I want to talk about the 5 things the pink collar work has given me that a 9 to 5 never could. As a side note, I studied psychology for 5 years. I have 4 kiddos. I homeschool them. I run a marketing agency. I do a lot of the things. But these are things that my pink collar job gives me that a 9 to 5 never could. And that's not to knock on any 9 to 5s. I think they're wonderful. And I don't think entrepreneurship is for everyone. But I want to share this, and I just want to give like my raw, real stance on things. So I have my notes here, so if you just note down, that's what I'm doing. The first and foremost is the time freedom. And I know that's what every entrepreneur says, but it's so nice. Like, I set my schedule. No one else. I set my schedule. Of course, I have to be respectful of my clients, like responding to clients, actually providing the services, being timely. Of course, there's like a level of responsibility when you run your own business, but I run the show. I create the timelines. I create the due dates. I create all of the things when it comes to my business. And so it allows me time freedom. I can sleep in. We can go on vacations. I can really structure a day that supports me and my family. And it's about what matters most to me. So it's like the kids, clients, and creativity. Those are like the 3 things. And I get to own it all. So it is now April 7th or 8th, April 8th, I think. Since the beginning of January, I've read 30 books, mystery, thrillers, some romance. I've read 30 books, and they're all like 200 to 500 page books. Like, they're good books, but I've had the space to do that. I've also, on top of it, homeschooled my kids. I'm going to have a whole video on how we homeschooled a little bit loosely. We do it an hour or 2 a week, and our kids are actually a full grade level ahead of their peers, which is absolutely amazing because we don't do that much bookwork. We're very play focused, but it's because of this time freedom, we've been able to play all the time. Like in Canada, it can get up to it's so cold, but in the spring and summer and even in the fall, we spend so much time at the beach. We live fortunate enough to be close to the beach, so it's like a 15-minute drive, and we go there almost every single day, at least 4 or 5 times a week, and we just play, and we focus on playing and like just meeting new people, and that's so beautiful. But that couldn't happen if I didn't have a work schedule that allowed for both me and my husband to be from, and I can't be more grateful about that. This business has bought me so much time, and same with my husband, because he was working 80-plus-hour work weeks, busting his booty off to provide for us, and he never got a break, and his body was literally deteriorating. I remember she was like 24, 25, and I was like, you're gonna need back surgery before you're even 30. This is ridiculous. Time freedom is number 1. The second thing is actual financial control. So when I started as a virtual assistant way back then, and I have other videos on it, like, my thing is I just wanted to pay for half of the phone bill in one grocery haul. It wasn't like thousands of dollars. It wasn't even like really hundreds. It was like maybe $200 or $300. That's all I wanted. Anything extra than that was a huge bonus. I remember one time I was always really frugal. One time I would go garage selling with my husband, buy all these picture frames that no one wanted, and I would paint them and give them that like a rustic farm look. Like, we would paint them black and then go over top of it with white and sand it a little bit, and it gave it like that country rustic vibe. And the glass of it we would paint with chalk, and then I would resell them. So when I did that, in 1 month I made $3,000, and it was just like freaking amazing, and I'm still so grateful for that. But anyway, it allowed us to get ahead. We were young parents. We had 4 kids by the time I was 22, which is a whole other thing. But it was so beautiful to be able to have the opportunity to get ahead and take control of our finances, be able to just do what we wanted, pay off debt, actually enjoy our family, and have that time freedom as well. The third thing is having that emotional energy. I'm not drained at the end of the day. And I feel like if I worked at a 9 to 5, I would not be pleasant to be around after doing all of that and then picking the kids up and then going over here and being able to keep everything on tack. I could not do it. I understand that my lifestyle is princess lifestyle, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm present, I'm aligned, and I'm fulfilled, and that is truly all that matters. But the emotional energy that I have at the end of the day, I feel like it has served my family very well because we're able to be quite regulated, which I don't think I would be at a 9 to 5. That's a lot of responsibility, having 4 kids, working 9 to 5. Also keeping up a marriage, keeping up a social life, keeping up all of the other side of things. For that reason, that one's probably the most important to me, because the energetic management is probably one of the most difficult things. Time management, that's easy. You put it into a calendar and you time block things. Even financially, you have a spreadsheet, you want to have a budget, you stay on top of it. When it comes to energy, that's just a completely different thing. There can be clients who drain you, and then you feel like you can't keep up with things. I feel like if you worked in a 9 to 5, you're at the mercy of a boss. I've had jobs before, and I've worked with some really great bosses, but when you have a bad boss or bad management, it makes it so hard. So for that reason, that's probably the most important. Number 4 is creative freedom. If I'm in an environment where I know I'm underappreciated, I'm never going to feel like what I'm doing is enough, and I'm not going to be fulfilled or motivated. So I built my business my way. I serve the clients that I want. I don't have a dress code. I am not a fancy person. Honestly, I put on makeup for this video, but I have not worn makeup for probably 3 weeks. I'm not even kidding. And I'm honestly in yoga pants all of the time. All of the time. No dress code, no meetings, but like professional meetings, and no permission slips. And that's just what's important to me. I have the creative freedom, and I'm a great writer. And basically what I get to do is write, which is funny because I remember in grade 3, that is what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a writer. Everyone told me I'd never make enough money. And it's just funny having the business that I do. That's not the case. And I'm very grateful for that because I do what I want. And then the next one is just the legacy impact. So my kids are watching me build a business, not just serve and fulfill someone else's dream. That's allowed them the creativity to think about different businesses that they want to have when they're older, which I don't think is like the norm. But it's been really beautiful to talk about business plans. My oldest right now, he is 8. And so we've talked about business plans and business ideas and what he can do to earn money and be really strategic about that and have these conversations earlier. So it's not something he has to find out when I don't have anyone in my real life that I feel like I can talk to about things. People don't really understand my business. And a lot of people did not like, they're like, are you scamming people? Are you doing an MLM? And I'm like, no, I run a marketing agency. Why are you talking about? I've built websites. Wouldn't market that, but do ads. And anyhow, so it's just really beautiful to show my kids, like, I've tried a lot of different things and to see what works. And I'm very open with them what does and does not so that they can understand. So because of that, I feel like I'm actually giving my kids such a leg up. And in a lot of ways, it's been phenomenal homeschool curriculum. Real life stuff is the best things that kids can learn and grasp onto. So grateful for my pink collar job. If I ever needed to get a 9 to 5, I would have really hoped that a lot of these could fit in. But for that reason, I'm going to be self-employed and run this company. I'm responsible. So subscribe. I have a ton of different videos that are going to be in this series, and I'm so grateful that you tuned in.